Hi, my name is Paul Leon, and this is 10 plus years of sales experience with mistakes to avoid. Now, I've been in sales for over 10 plus years. I've trained over 3,000 different professionals in consultative selling skills, and I want you to walk away with these lessons today without all the scars. So, the first one is the myth of unlimited earnings in sales. How often do we hear the phrase, you can make as much money as you want in sales? And that's a great phrase. It sounds really appealing. But the reality is, salespeople just want to know the compensation plan clearly and easily. And a better way to say that is simply, our high end performers make this much money, while some of our people who are meeting expectations make this much within the commission structure. If you're ambitious, we'd love to see you on the high end 100%, and that should be your goal if you decide to take this position. Read, listen, and associate. And of these three things you want to do daily in your sales career is you have to associate. And when I say associate, I mean the person who's positive. Negativity rubs off. You heard it before, birds of a feather flock together. It's the same thing in sales. You want to work with somebody who's really mentors you towards success. Somebody who's a true partner on your team is somebody who wants to see you grow and be better. Outbound contacting is way easier with structure. Let's get real. Contacting is not fun. But if you have structure in the process, it can be way easier on you. A winning script, especially in outbound contacting, has these four elements to it. Asking, is this a good time? 1. 2, why are you contacting them? The reason for your call. 3, your value statement, which is the benefits, solutions, and results of what's in it for your target market and what problem it solves. And 4 is the call to action. An example script you can use in an email medium would be, dear person, the reason for my email is we help target market with value statement. Would it be worth X amount of time for a consultation where I can show you how we've helped other companies like yours achieve X result? Thank you, your name, contact information. Now, email does take more time and you usually get a higher rejection rate. So I recommend you tweak this to be more along the lines of how you make a call with those 4 elements. Role playing shaves years off the learning curve. Many salespeople dislike role playing, and there's a lot of reasons for that. It's uncomfortable. And if it's uncomfortable, that might be because it's new to you. So the 3 behaviors you want to look for when you're doing role playing is, number 1 is to listen 80% of the time to the customer. The more they talk, the better they'll understand what's in it for them. And the second habit you want to have is to ask questions. You want to encourage them to talk and respond with questions, because the more they talk, the more commitments they'll gain organically on their own. They don't care about what you say, they care about what they say about your products or services. Number 3, you want to have micro stories or some type of relatable response to keep the customer involved. If I believe in something, is if you were a member of my family, I would recommend this product to you. And notice I didn't say parent. Notice I didn't say if you were my dad, if you were my mom. And here's why I don't say that. Because everyone's version of a family looks different, but we don't know if there was some type of trauma or something that they went through recently. Great salespeople are made, not born. So this is another false idea we have, and it's that salespeople are born to sell. It's total BS. Salespeople are made through the skill of selling and practice, just like any other skill. Now, if we're talking about ambition, that's different. I would rather have a person who has a 7 out of 10 ambition level, and they want to learn, they want to take more leads, they want to learn their skill, versus somebody who's a 10 out of 10 in selling skills but has the ambition level of a 0 out of 10. Data metrics and tracking for success. So metrics are your best friend in sales, and closing rate is just 1% of that. It's really the end result of previous data points that came before it. So for example, I really look at show rate percentage as a really big indicator in a consultative sales process. How do I evaluate that, and how should you evaluate that? Number 1, you got to look at your pipeline. Are there enough opportunities via leads coming into the pipeline? Number 2, you got to look at your sales script. How many words is it taking for you to get to your value statement? In comedy, they talk about the punchline. The less words to get there, the bigger the laugh typically, if it's a good punchline. Well, it's the same thing in sales. The more words it takes to get to your value statement, the less effective it is to communicate into the buyer or buyers what's in it for them. And if you're not following up, you're really not in consultative selling. If you're only following up 1 to 2 times for those who don't buy at the consultation, then what you're really doing is you're leaving a lot of money on the table. It takes 8 contact touch points sometimes to really get to the customer. You know, a voicemail script I would leave. This is Paul, 407-496-6240, 407-496-6240. The reason for my call is X, benefit statement, value statement, or something from the consultation. Again, it's Paul at 407-496-6240, 407-496-6240. And I'd leave that message with the same tone over and over and over again, but I never changed it. I never said I was irritated. I never left a message like, you know, it's like the 8th time I called you. What's the deal? Like, no, I never did anything like that. That's just not respectful at all. Most of the time, if you're really good at being professional and persistent, people actually respect that. Conviction conquers. This is probably going to be the most important thing I'll probably say in this video. But even if you're bad at all the other things I covered, even if you're struggling, if you really believe in the product and you really believe like wholeheartedly, like this is something that can help someone, this is something that can make a difference for them, that conviction is going to come through every word you say, keeping the person front of mind. And it's going to make that organic intention seem more sincere in everything. Again, the salesperson who really keeps the customer front mind and person in front of them up here the whole time and in here the whole time while they're selling is typically going to win the sale, even if there's a massive amount of competition. Subscribe to the channel, give us a like on this video, and comment below if it made a difference or if there's other topics that you'd like us to cover here at Persistent Managers, where